Jazakallah khair. Allah reward you. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى خصوصا على سيد الرسل وخاتم الأنبياء وعلى آله الأزكياء وأصحابه الأتقياء أما بعد. The great scholar of hadith, Imam Ibn Hibban rahimahullah ta'ala, in his Kitab al-Thiqat, narrates an incident from the great scholar Imam Al-Awza'i. Imam Al-Awza'i says that I heard from a person by the name of Abdullah bin Muhammad, who said, I was a soldier and was stationed in the guard. My responsibility was to protect the frontier of the Muslim lands. وَكَانَ رَابَطْنَا يَوْمَئِذٍ عَرِيشَ مِصْرٍ. At that particular time, in my tour, I was stationed in Arish, Misr. While I was there, I was one day walking around up and down during my patrol across the coastal line when I saw that in the middle of nowhere there was a tent. So he says that I looked inside the tent. فِيهَا رَجُلٌ, in it was a man. قَدْ ذَهَبَ يَدَاهُ وَرِجْلَاهُ, whose arms and legs were not present, they were absent. He was amputated. And he couldn't hear well, and neither could he see well. وَمَا لَهُ مِنْ جَارِحَةٍ تَنْفَعُهُ إِلَّا لِسَانَهُ. And there was no limb visibly of his that seemed to be fully functional other than his tongue. And he was saying something. This soldier was kind of amazed by what he had seen in the middle of nowhere. There is this tent, and there is a man who's so disabled. And he was saying something, so he put his ear close to hear what he was saying. And when he paid attention, he heard him say the following words. Alhamdulillah, Allahumma awzi'ni an ahmadaka hamdan ukafi'u bihi shukra ni'matika allati an'amta alayh. Oh Allah, give me the ability to praise you for your many favors upon me. وَفَضَّلْتَنِي عَلَى كَثِيرٍ مِّمَّنْ خَلَقْتَ تَفْضِيلًا, for you have given me virtue over a great portion of your creation. So the man says that I was kind of shocked. What is this guy really thankful of? I mean, look at his state. So he then went to the person, فَأَتَيْتُ الرَّجُلِ فَسَلَّمْتُ عَلَيْهِ, I said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And then he told him, I heard you read the following dua, that you were thanking Allah and asking Allah for the ability to thank Him, when in reality you don't have much to thank. So, فَأَيُّ نِعْمَةٍ مِّن نِعَمِ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكَ تَحْمَدُهُ عَلَيْهَا. Which favor of Allah are you actually even thanking Him for? وَأَيُّ فَضِيلَةٍ, and what favor, what virtue of Allah are you so happy of? So then the man said, وَمَا تَرَى مَا صَنَعَ رَبِّي. Do you not see how kind my Lord was with me? فوالله لا أرسل السماء علي نارا فأحرقتني وأمر الجبال فدمرتني وأمر البحار فغرقتني. That by Allah, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded the sky to send a bolt of lightning at me and it were to burn me, and if He were to command the mountains and they would squeeze me, and if He were to command the oceans and they were to drown me, or if He were to command the earth فبلعتني and it were to swallow me, مَزْدَدْتُ لِرَبِّي إِلَّا شُكْرًا, I will not increase but in gratitude to my Lord. This is a man who has nothing in our scale of values, and he's saying that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent any of this punishment on me, even in that moment, مَزْدَدْتُ لِرَبِّي إِلَّا شُكْرًا, I would only be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لِمَا أَنْعَمَ عَلَيَّ مِنْ لِسَانِي هَذَا, because He gave me the tongue. And it's with this tongue that I can read the Quran. I still have my tongue, and with this tongue I can do dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he said to this young man, Ya Abdullah, إِذَا أَتَيْتَنِي لِي إِلَيْكَ حَاجَةً. Now that you are here, I need something actually. Can you take care of something for me? قَدْ تَرَانِي عَلَىٰ أَيِّ حَالَةٍ أَنَا. You've seen how I am in my situation. And unfortunately, I'm not able to do much for myself. أَنَا لَسْتُ أَقْدِرْ لِنَفْسِي عَلَىٰ ضُرٍّ وَلَا نَفْعٍ. However, I have a son, and my son helps me at salah time. وَإِذَا جِعْتُ أَطْعَمَنِي. And when I'm hungry, my son is the one who feeds me. وَإِذَا عَطِشْتُ سَقَانِي. And when I'm thirsty, my son is the one who gives me to drink. وَلَقَدْ فَقَدْتُهُ مُنْذُ ثَلَاثَةَ أَيَّامٍ. And I haven't seen my son for 3 days. So please go find him for me. فَتَحَسَّسْهُ لِي رَحِمَكَ اللَّهُ. So the soldier said, I was an able, strong body. It was my task to protect the Muslim lands. And if there was anyone's request I was going to fulfill, it was this man's request. I was going to fulfill the heck out of this request. Like I was down. I'm going to do this. فَمَضَيْتُ فِي طَلَبِ الْغُلَامِ. I went to search for him. فَمَا مَضَيْتُ غَيْرَ بَعِيدٍ. I hadn't gone too far until I had seen between the sand dunes there was a young man there who matched the description افترسه السبع وأكل لحمه, that the animals had torn apart and eaten from his flesh. The child that he described, his son, was dead. فاسترجعت. I said, إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. وقلت أن لي وجه. How am I going to go back to this person and tell him that his son has died? And I was just thinking about how would I even approach him. إذ خطر على قلبي ذكر أيوب عليه السلام. When I remember the story of Sayyidina Ayyub alayhi salam, who was tested by Allah and whose patience is mentioned in the Quran. So I went back to him. I had to go and approach him. فلما أتيته سلمت عليه فرد علي السلام. I got back there, I said salam to him. He responded back to my salam. He couldn't see, but he could hear. The man was blind. He said, Alasta bisahibi, aren't you the person that went to go look for my son? قلت بلى. He said, yes. So the blind man asked him, ما فعلت في حاجتي? What did you accomplish in my request? فقلت, I responded back to him, أأنت أكرم على الله أم أيوب عليه السلام? My response to him was, who is more honorable to Allah, you or Ayyub alayhi salam? Bal Ayyub alayhi salam, a Nabi. Obviously, Ayyub alayhi salam was more honorable in the sight of Allah. هل علمت ما صنع به ربه? Do you not know what your Lord did with Ayyub alayhi salam? أليس قد ابتلاه بماله وآله وولده? Did Allah not test him in all aspects of life? So the old man said, Bala, this is true. Allah did test him. قلت فكيف وجده? So how did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala find him in those moments when he was tested by Allah? قال وجده صابرا شاكرا حامدا. My Lord found him in a state of patience, gratitude, and praise. قلت لم يرضى منه ذلك حتى أوحش من أقربائه وأحبابه. And they continue their conversation, and as he continues, then he breaks the news to him. The soldier says to him, the child you sent me to look for, I found him between the dunes. The animals tore his body apart. His flesh was gone. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase your reward and divinely alhamaka sabr, divinely guide you and inspire you with patience. فقال المبتلى, the old man, he said, Alhamdulillah alladhi lam yakhluq min dhurriyyati khalqan ya'sihi fayu'adhibahu bin-nar. All praises for Allah, who didn't give me a disobedient son, because he would be punished by him on the day of judgment. ثم استرجع. And then this old man said, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Wa shahiqa shahqatan. And let out a loud scream. Famata. And he died. The news of his son killed him. فَقُلْتُ إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. The soldier said, إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. Now what? So he said, فَسَجَّيْتُهُ بِشَمْلَةٍ كَانَتْ عَلَيْهِ. The man had a garment on him. I covered him with the garment. وَقَعَدْتُ عِنْدَ رَأْسِهِ بَاكِيًا. I sat by the body and I was just crying over what just happened. فَبَيْنَمَا أَنَا قَاعِدْ اتَّهَجَّمَ على أربعة رجال. فقالوا يا عبد الله ما حالك وما قصتك. He was sitting by the body and crying, and then some people passed by and they said, buddy, what's going on? Why are you so sad? فَقُلْتُ So I said to them that, who are you people? They said that we are travelers, we're passing by, maybe we can help you. So he pointed at the body. They removed the garment from the face. فَانْكَبَّ الْقَوْمُ عَلَيْهِ The group of 4 people, they dived onto the body, they fell onto the body. يُقَبِّلُونَ عَيْنَيْهِ مَرَّةً وَيَدَيْهِ أُخْرَى They were kissing his eyes in one moment and then kissing what remained of his hands on another moment. وَيَقُولُونَ بِأَبِي عَيْنٌ طَالَمَا غُضَّتْ عَنْ مَحَارِمِ اللَّهِ They said, these eyes never looked at haram. And they kissed those eyes again of this man that had passed away. وَبِأَبِي جِسْمُهُ طَالَمَا كَانَتْ سَاجِدًا وَالنَّاسُ نِيَامٌ And this was a body that remained in sajda while people were sleeping. So the soldier was now further puzzled because these people seemed to know who this individual was. فَقُلْتُ مَنْ هَذَا يَرْحَمُكُمُ اللَّهِ I asked, who is this person? فَقَالُوا هَذَا أَبُو قِلَابَةَ الْجَرْمِ صَاحِبُ ابن عباس رضي الله عنه This is Abu Qilabah Al-Jarmi, the companion of Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas رضي الله عنه. وَلَقَدْ كَانَ شَدِيدُ الْحُبِّ لِلَّهِ وَلِلنَّبِي صلى الله عليه وسلم He had a lot of love for Allah and His Messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم. The soldier says, فَغَسَّلْنَاهُ وَكَفَّنَّاهُ بِأَثْوَابٍ كَانَتْ مَعَنَا We shrouded the body, washed it, got it ready for burial, دَفَنَّاهُ And then people went away. I went back to my duty. فَانْصَرَفْتُ إِلَى رِبَاطِي I had to go back to post. فَلَمَّا أَنْ جَنَّ عَلَيَّ اللَّيْلِ وَضَعْتُ رَأْسِي Night came in, I was tired, I put my head down to sleep. فَرَأَيْتُهُ I saw Abu Qilabah in my dream that night. في روضة من رياض الجنة In a garden of paradise. عليه حلتان من حلل الجنة Wearing a garment from the people of paradise. وَهُوَ يَتْلُو And when I saw him, he was walking towards me, reciting the following ayah. سَلَامٌ عَلَيْكُمْ بِمَا صَبَرْتُمْ فَنِعْمَ عُقْبَ الدَّارِ Peace be with you as a result of your patience. So look how beautiful your outcome is, your abode is. So then I looked at him carefully and I said, aren't you the guy whose hands were chopped off? Your eyes couldn't, like, aren't you the same guy? Look at you, you're amazing. He said, yes, this is me. So then I asked him, أَنَّ لَكَ هَذَا How did this all happen? So Abu Qilabah Al-Jarmi responded back by saying, إِنَّ لِلَّهِ دَرَجَاتٍ Allah has certain stations reserved. لَا تُنَالُ إِلَّا بِالصَّبْرِ عِنْدَ الْبَلَاءِ That cannot be accomplished until you are patient at the time of difficulty. There are certain places in Jannah, a stage in Jannah that cannot be reached without being patient in the face of difficulty. وَالشُّكْرِ عِنْدَ الرَّخَاءِ And you cannot reach that place until you learn to be grateful to Allah in good times. مَا خَشْيَةِ اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلْ فِي السِّرِّ وَالْعَلَانِيَةِ While always being in a state of fear. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can hold me accountable for my actions. And your fear should be hidden, فِي السِّرِّ when you are alone, وَالْعَلَانِيَةِ and when you are with people as well. So today, we spent some moments with the life of Abu Qilabah Al-Jarmi, the great tabi'i and lover of Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And our gathering today was to learn the lesson of patience from the life of this very righteous man. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to learn our lessons, take inspiration from these people, and resurrect us with the righteous on the Day of Judgment. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.